Added hair extensions. Ask the hair guru. That's me. Hi, I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair guru. And today I am going to talk about something that many women and even some men wear. Okay, my fro is looking a little whimsical. So, you guys, tell me what you think. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about weave, hair extensions, added hair. You're just going to ask me, and I'm going to talk to you about a safe way to do just that. Because so many people, whether it's added hair, protective styles, whether it's a faux locks, or what, no matter what, hair extensions weave, they're around and they are actually here to stay. Okay, and so many people do them to grow their hair, but I just want to talk to you about that first, because hair grows from the scalp, and we won't go into that lesson. But hair is an appendage of the scalp. It grows from the scalp unless there's some type of disorder, male pattern, female pattern, those types of things. Now, the hair obtains its length through these strands. So, weave or added hair is not going to help you grow hair, it's going to help you obtain length. But we want to make sure that length is of good quality. That's why you have to keep your scalp clean. You have to make sure you have a balance of protein and moisture, strength and hydration on that strand, because it's going to be of poor quality. Have you ever noticed that women who wear added hair or extensions or weave, they tend to go in and out of this? They start wearing it and they say, "Oh, I'll wear it for a certain length of time," and then they have to go back because their hair problems start again. Now, some women, I want to give you credit, those of you out there that are taking care of your hair. I do want to give you credit, but just remember, you have to take care of your hair underneath the added hair, and you have to take care of your scalp. Make sure you remember that, because you don't want to create blockages, and you want to keep a good balance of protein and moisture on your hair. Strong, hydrated, clean, acidic, stimulated, hydrated scalp. Okay? All right, but we're not talking about scalp. We're talking about added hair, weave, and extensions. Okay. So let's talk about what's the first thing that you want to do. You never, ever want to put extensions, and this is debatable, on damaged hair. I recommend that you get your hair in somewhat of a stable condition before you do. Now, some people will say, well, that's why I'm putting the weave in or added hair, because I want to make sure that I get my hair healthier. But it's easier to condition this hair if the hair is a little bit healthier, a little bit stronger. The protein, like it's not straw dry or weak, falling out like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas is coming up. It's soon. Okay. But it's not that. You have to make sure that it's at least semi stable. Okay. The other thing that you want to make sure, and I know it's a debate on that, and you can put questions and you can give your comments. The other thing we want to make sure of is that when we use the added hair, we choose a hair that is similar to our texture. Texture meaning size of our strand, like it's not as thick or it's as thin. You want to get close to the texture of your hair. Also, if you wear natural hair, you want to get natural hairstyles. There's some beautiful natural hair that you can purchase. Also, if you wear straight hair and you know that's what you want to do all the time, you're flat ironing your hair, then make sure you get straight hair and get it the thickness so that you don't have this big giant head of hair on this little face, or it doesn't look realistic for you. And some people really don't care if it looks realistic, they just want the hair. Okay, the other thing that you want to make sure is when you have your hair done, make sure that you have flat braids and make sure they're tight to the braid but not to the scalp. Make sure there's not pulling. So many people that I work with, they have this traction along their hairline, so they're braiding tight and then they're weaving tight. So you want to braid, and you want to be able to get a little bit of a pinky finger. It's not going to stay on any longer, it's not going to last any longer, but you want, because you can get the hair, the weft, or the added hair, you can get that tight to the braid. So if you're doing added hair, you want to get flat or hair extensions or weave. Terminology varies. You want to get flat braids, but you don't want to pull the scalp, because that will cause a form of alopecia. It causes the follicle to go inside out as it pulls the tissue of the follicle. The mouth, it's right at the mouth. So if your follicle is here, it tends to go out to like this. And bacteria settles, you cause itching, all those types of things. Okay, when you have the added hair applied, or weave or extensions, like I said, terminology varies. But if once you do that, you want to make sure that your weavtician technician make sure that they put it tight to the actual scalp hair, and not, or the braid, and not to your scalp. No pulling, because you will have not only eyes that go back, but you will also have a form of alopecia that could potentially develop. The one type, there's several types of weave that I want to kind of stop and pause here, that I do not recommend. There's one, it's quick weave, and two is any type of bonding. Quick weave tends to be bonding. Quick weave is beautiful, okay? 27 piece, whatever your terminology is varying. You want to make sure nothing that bonds to the skin, your scalp is skin, nothing that bonds to it, and that nothing that bonds to it will be on in a part of this process. Okay, let me just tell you why. Because what happens when you, and people can tell you things like, hey, I just did they put a net on. And so my question to them is, were you able to take it off? And they say, well, no, I didn't take it off. So what is it actually sticking to? So don't worry about them putting the net, spraying, all of that. It's sticking to something. It's sticking to your scalp and your hair. All right. So the reason why you don't want anything that bonds, because when you pull, they remove it, and they have the adhesive remover, things like that. But when they remove it, a little bit of your epidermis, your top skin, as well as your hair can come out. And sometimes you'll notice it hurts, because those pain receptors are saying, no, this is not right. We shouldn't be doing this. No, no, no. I know I'm being dramatic, but it's so serious that you guys be careful about this. Okay, so So you have to create a situation where it's tight to the braid and not to the scalp. Even if you do box braids, you want to do box the little squares where you have the individual plaits, making sure that it's tight to that individual plait and not to your scalp. No pulling. All right. Now, let's quickly go to cleaning. How do I clean my hair? You want to stay inside of 7 days when you're cleaning because your scalp needs the cleansing, your hair and scalp needs the cleansing and conditioning. So now you know. Make sure you give me any I expect a ton of questions behind this session. Weave, hair extensions, added hair. Now you know you've asked the hair guru. I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair guru today. Thank you for spending time with me. And listen, we're going to have a lot of things that are coming up. And just email me if you want to, you have a question about certain types of services or any type of things that you think it shouldn't or shouldn't be done. Tell me your horror stories. You can even email me, Lisa at lisaakberry.com. I have Twitter, Facebook, and it'll all be on this show. Thank you so much. I'm trichologist Lisa Akberry, again, your hair guru, and now you know. Talk to you later. Bye.